Okay, so welcome to the session. My name is Ben Iyoha. Currently, I'm just about to start. I'm sorry, I'm starting it pretty much late, so I'm just giving me a few seconds. Let me share my live sessions to Facebook. Okay, so this is the topic we are looking at today: generative engine optimization. Thank everybody for joining me today. We know this is really big now. It's coming up. It's not yet there, but it's coming up. And I decided to do justice to this topic called generative engine optimization. Let's quickly roll. Um, I'll tell you about myself. Ben Yoa had had about 10 years experience in this industry, and it's been a roller coaster. And pretty much here, and I'm still here. I have degrees in communications and also in business. And so let's quickly roll into it. So what are we going to look at today? We're going to be looking at what generative engine optimization is. We are going to look at GEO, which is generative engine optimization, and SEO, which is search engine optimization. What are the differences? What differentiates them? What are the main examples of generative engines, and how do optimization strategies for GEO work, and what to expect from the future of SEO? So let's roll. So what is generative engine optimization? Pretty much, it's looking like a buzzword right now, but it's not a buzzword. It's actually something that's burgeoning. It's growing. It's emerging. And it was only last year that a couple of people in the US and India came together, created this concept around what we see AI doing with regards to generative AI, or we call Gen AI. So generative engine typically satisfy queries by finding information from multiple sources and summarizing them with the help of large language models, which is known as LLMs. GEO is focused on how to optimize for greater visibility in AI searches. Source of information provided to users may be immediately unknown to them, or So that's the thing about GEO. The source of information may be immediately unknown and could not be immediately unknown. So one of the key things, if you look at the first paragraph, one of the key things that you must look at is summarizing them. So the engine typically helps to synthesize information from multiple sources and summarizing them. So rather than when you do a normal search on Google and then it gives you a clutter of information, the generative engine gives you specific information, summarizing that information to suit what you typically based on your query. Rather, it is satisfying your query. Now, generative engine searches and generates response to the user queries from multiple sources as taught by AI engines. So these engines are taught to operate that way. We are going to find out further in this presentation or in this session about how these engines work that differs from the search engine, what differentiates them from the typical search engines that we've been used to the last 20 years here, about when Google and other search platforms came into place. But this, in essence, is AI powered natural language generation tools to create large scale, high quality human like content. So the content mimics what a human will do, but it's not done by human, it's done by engines, AI powered algorithms that carry out this search optimizing based on your query. So let's look at GEO segments. First, we look at the components. The components of GEO has to do with two main components right now. The first one is service, and the second is software. And this literally just means that the platforms upon which GEO operates currently feature services or software. So you can use it as a service, or you can use it as a software. Then let's look at system types. The system types are two system types. We have the text model and the multimodal model. For text model, you see items like what ChatGPT will do, like let's say GPT-3, there's Lambda, there's Llama. So these platforms are mostly on the textual model of what GEO will do. can do. They will also have the multimodal models, which would give you a multiplicity of kind of information based on your queries. For instance, you want to use a generative engine platform to create a documentary. You put in the script. It does the entire work for you from audio to video, all the points in the documentary where there should be a video. There's good platforms right now that are currently doing that. It's Dali. So I'm going to share some of those platforms later on. But I'm currently even experimenting with one that does multimodal generative engine, both sound, text, video, everything. So these are examples that you have in GPT-4, DAL-E, Stable Diffusions, and Project. Um, so let's go further. Let's look at applications. So applications like text generation, image generation, video generation, music generation, search engine optimization. Geo currently can operate on this level of applications, can provide this kind of applications solutions to you. Let's also look at end user industry. What are the industries currently benefiting from Geo? We have the media and entertainment industry, IT and telecoms, healthcare, automotive, BFSIs, and the end user, other end user industries. Let's look at model architecture optimization. Now, there are several, there are close to about 12 model architecture optimization, but we'll just quickly breeze through about 6 of them. The first is network design. So Geo will enable network design by fine-tuning the architecture of neural networks, e.g. adjusting layer neural. So this might sound like some kind of jargons, but then we're just trying to look at the nitty-gritty of what the platform Geo does and how it does its work. One of them is the network design, which is fine-tuning. This system helps the algorithm to fine-tune. We have advanced architectures, utilizing advanced architectures like transformers, GE, and then generative adversarial networks versus VAEs, variational autocoders, which are specifically designed for generative tasks. So these are the algorithmic platforms at the back end that helps GEO to operate, as against what we already know in traditional SEO. Now let's look at GEO versus SEO. What are the differences? What differentiates them? What's the difference? We know before now that we all understand or have heard of SEO, search engine optimization. Typically, let me quickly, for those who are not very familiar with SEO, and now we're talking about GEO. Sorry, it's really. Let's quickly look at what GEO is as against SEO. Now, SEO traditionally we know is search engine optimization. It's a platform where you can optimize your business page or your whatever you do, and you have a presence. You can optimize it in search engines and get it to be on the first page and maybe top 3 or top 5 on the search engine result page, known as the SERP. Now, this has been the norm for the past 20 years. Organizations, businesses, marketing experts have been, wrangling around how to ensure that they help businesses be at the top of search engines and provide visibility and in turn bring that ROI to those businesses. But putting that into context, now we now have a new system known as Generative Engine Optimization, which slightly differs but are also in tandem in a way. So let's look at the differences we have. Let's look at the concept of quality versus originality. Now, GEO provides quality but will not give you originality. Now, if you get a content from GEO, it is obviously not original to you. You did not write, for instance, you are writing a cover letter and you are using ChatGPT to write a cover letter. It's going to give you a quality write-up in the sense of it, but it is not original. If there are 10 people applying for that same job, there is a possibility that if all 10 have used ChatGPT, they are going to get the same quality and zero originality. Somewhere along the line, this is where plagiarism comes into play with the concept of GEO, because it curates the content and gives it to you. You'll be creating the same thing and giving to another person doing the same search at the same time, which is where what makes SEO or originality differ, doing it by yourself as a human You want to sing and you are asking the engine to do a song for you or write a song for you. The song might sound so good because it has pulled resources from several parts of the internet or its algorithm to create that lyrics. But then it's giving you something that is not original, something that could be seen as fake or plagiarized in future. So that's the difference between quality versus originality. So let's go further. Let's look at it. What again are the differences? Now, for SEO, search engine optimization, we know that this platform uses what they call the search crawler. It's powered by search crawlers, whereby these search crawlers have been thought to use some specific parameters to go about the internet, to crawl the internet on a daily, hourly basis, minute by minute, crawls the internet to search for key information that helps businesses to come at the top. But when you juxtapose that with GEO, it uses AI algorithm, it's powered by AI algorithms that, like I was sharing earlier about the two other concepts I was talking about. This is about the algorithms that helps you to operate as against using a search crawler. Now, when you look at the result page, like when the display comes to your screen, you have what we call the SCRP display. Meanwhile, the GEO uses LLM display, which has curated the content for you the way it wants to, not, and then you have it to yourself. Then we have what we call the ranked results. SEO will rank the results is given to you. For the one on the list is determined to be the one with the highest rank. Whilst as you go further, you start to see that others have lower rank. And when you start to check content from other platforms, you see they are not as unique, they're not as strong as the top. And because it has made use of some parameters to put that particular one on top. GEO does not do ranking. Its result is non-ranked. It provides information from several sources and gives them to you. SEO makes use of keyword-based techniques. So there's a concept of keyword that is very critical to SEO. When in the area of GEO, it's more machine-based techniques rather than keywords. Then SEO also uses what we call the link-based results. It gives you links, provide links that you can also go to and further do more work or research. But GEO is just multimodal response that comes to you. Like this week, what you see is what you get. Provides multi-option solutions. So SEO will give you multi-option solution that you can just go and scour and use as you wish. But GEO creates the solution. If you don't like what it has created, maybe you refine your search query. You keep refining, but it creates the solution. It gives you it. If you don't want it, you don't want it. You change. So let's look at how generative engines really operate. Now let's from the point from the left. You see the input, the query comes in from the person that puts in the query. That query is it goes through a reformulating model. That query then goes through its own algorithm and reformulated queries, and then it goes to search engines. Now it still goes back to search engines and also scour through it using AI-powered tools. Then it creates all the options and brings them together. It clusters what it wants together, then it summarizes it. Then it creates the response model and gives it back to you. All of this done within seconds, and the engine has been taught to perform that part. Let's also look at how it works in comparison to search engine. Now, on the left, you have search engines, on the right on my screen now, you have generative engine. When you put a query into the search engine, for instance, things to do in New York, you can see the result that the search engine will give to you. Gives you options like going to see the Central Park in New York, or going to see Statue of Liberty, or going to the New York Styler Pizza. 1, 2, 3, based on rank. Let's say this is Google. Now, when you put that same information in a generative engine, it curates the content for you, not just telling you do this. So, like I said earlier, the system allows you, The search allows you with a lot of information that you can go and scour and make use of whatever. But generative engine has put everything together. Now let's see the way it responds on the generative engine. This to do in New York. It says, serve all the iconic New York style pizza in one of quaint eateries dotting Central Park perimeter, combing both culinary delight and scenic views. Marvel at the history of the Statue of Liberty. So it's not just telling you to just pick what he has created the things that you can do in sequence of how he thinks you should be able to do it. Go eat pizza, then also go and see the Statue of Liberty. Then from there you go to the Central Park. All these things that's curated for you as a whole. So those are the differences. This is the way contents are being provided in different modes with regards to these two platforms. Now, still on this same query, things to do in New York City, you can see the way it has responded. Look at the way you can see, let's say Google search, see the way it, has responded separately. This has brought the GEO response on the lower part. You can see in afternoon escape to the city also and bustle by taking a leisurely stroll to Central Park. So these two response below is telling you how generative engine responds. Now all that you see in between is telling you where it gets its information from. He has scoured everywhere, he has put all that information together for you and now made its response in a very unique way. So let's now compare that to this particular screen. You can see here is a response from a generative engine called Bard, and Bard is actually owned by Google. Now look at the way it has responded. It has broken down the entire information it wants for you in a very, very unique way and explained everything to you. For instance, this particular query has to do with Rome. What is the best place to visit in Rome as family with children age 6? It has created the entire content, everything in a very unique way. And when you go through it, you realize that it gives you much to desire. Now let's look at that same search with Google, the normal SEO. You can see options it is giving you. In fact, you even in the links you see a lot of irrelevant things that you don't need right here. So this is how they differ in their responses. So what are the main examples of generative engines? Let's look at these main examples. Now we have these platforms. You can feel free to look at the screen. It's Gemini, Morph AI, Cloud, Bardin, Copy AI, Synthesia, Cohere, ChatGPT, and ChatSonic. These are examples of emerging generative engines, and as we speak, more engines are coming up, and they are being able to do a quantum of different activities. Some of these engines are like, for instance, there are some that are just for music or audio generative activities, while some are multimodal, like we explained earlier. They can work in several areas for you. They can provide context with regards to text, video, sound, and several areas. So we keep producing. I think there will be a time that we feel like generative engine will start to look at key industries, let's say for the extractive industry or for say oil and gas, and start to create deeper content for people in those areas. Or even for law, you can, look at how we can create content for lawyers in a way that helps them better, which is also talking about how it drills down further. Now, how do optimization strategies for GU work? A new shift for sales marketing. So how does it work? Let's see. Model architecture optimization. So this is one of the ways it works. Advanced network design. So I think my presentation has jumped places. So this is not supposed to be. So all this I should have spoken about earlier. I think they jumped down here. Training data management, because it was a slide of the way I said I was going to speak about 6 of them. I think they jumped down here. So human in the loop, reinforcement learning, and evaluation metrics. We have the content. So I'm just going to jump all this and just go to benefits of generative engine optimization. And what are the benefits? Let's look at them. Now, first is improved visibility. GEO will provide improved visibility in the sense that it can help content appear more frequently in the AI generated response. Also, it helps enhance user experience and it creates more engaging content that aligns with user needs for detailed answer. So, like I explained earlier, Gmail will provide more detailed content that aligns to your needs. So that's what we can see with this actual point. Then we look at the future proving SEO. Now, SEO is still here with us. We still have SEO. Organizations still spend money to improve their SEO, but albeit GEO can help ensure that content remains discoverable as search technology continues to develop. So if you're investing in GEO, you're also technically helping your SEO to go better. It can be seen in, for instance, let me give you an example of how this helps. Right? You run a business where you sell images online or you sell videos, capture videos and sell them. Now, generative engines can actually bring your video to fore, but your video will be used by someone who has used, maybe I have a query, I'm using a platform for my, who's, I'm trying to remember this platform that I use for video editing. Just a minute. Uh, So in video AI, yes. So in video AI can create a documentary for you, and then it takes all the videos used for documentary from several platforms online. But at the point of exit, when you want to save your video and use it for your documentary, you have to pay for some of the videos that you have there. So this, in essence, has helped the owners of those videos, that is in video AI, has now used for your video. So at the point of payment, those organizations have now been put out there, and then they have the opportunity to earn some kind of payment for their own works that has been used in video. So that's one way. So content personalization help content creators improve their personalization efforts without much extra work. Fluency optimization, improving the readability of website text to ensure smooth reading experience. Now let's look at some ethical considerations of using generative AI. We look at the concept of EAT or EAT. Expertise is the first one. Demonstrate expertise in your field by providing your industry knowledge and thought leadership through authoritative content that addresses relevant topics and trends in the niche. So, ethically, it is good that you look at expertise when you want to use GEO, generative engines. Be sure that whatever you are doing, you are not seen as taking other people's information. Authoritativeness, so ethically, you have to be authoritative as a company or as a brand or as an individual. So you don't just take stuff that you see on the GEO platform and use it. So establish authority by building credibility and trust with your audience. The lastly is trustworthiness. Ensure credibility by submitting work that is truthful, accurate, and free from falsehood or exaggeration. Be clear about your goals of the content, which is very key if you are a GEO user. Now, what to expect from the future of SEO and GEO? Or organizational adoption. So today we've seen that by the data we have, like 37% of respondents, nearly all responded claim to be at least slightly prepared, with only 13% of the companies claiming not to be prepared at all. So this shows that organizations worldwide mostly self-assess their talents as moderately prepared for relation to generative AI, to Gen AI adoption, accounting for about 37% of the respondents. Nearly all of the respondents claim to be at least slightly prepared. So let's now look at some real data. Generative Engine AI in marketing. Look at the size from 2022 to 2032 in USD billion. So you can see that software and service, like I said earlier, we have this growth trajectory that's going to lead us to at least 22.1 billion, by 2032. So this is very clear to show you that there is going to be a massive growth in the use of generative AI. A lot of businesses, there's some people who still see it as some kind of buzzword or some kind of jargons and what have you. But then we can see the numbers, and currently we are in 2024 at 3.1%, and it's or 3.1 billion, and it's growing. So let's also look at some more. For US generated AI in marketing market, size by application from 2020 to 2030 USD millions. You can see what is expected to happen with regards to this in the US. Um, the numbers would certainly be growing up of the 2030. We look at key areas in that growth is content generation, search engine optimization, lead nurturing and lead scoring, reporting analytics, social media marketing, other applications. So you're into social media, you're into marketing, you're into brand marketing. It's key for you to start to, and content creation. It's key for you to start to, get your placement in the mix of generative AI. So generative AI in marketing market trends for 2023 to 2030. You can see that the largest market currently is the US, or let's say North America. As you can see, very dark blue. And fastest growing, you can see areas around Australia, areas around India, and all those countries around Southeast Asia. Really doing very well with, being on the second, and every other part of the world is just, on the normal. Just it's still looking like they are trying to catch up, but it's really, really big with regards to the United States, unless in North America. Let's look at the share by end users. You can see media and entertainment takes the most of the share. I shared earlier about how these platforms are broken down and they used each of the mileages that they have. So you can see media and entertainment actually shows the highest promise at the point whereby if you are using generative AI, media entertainment currently looks like the guy is really using the platform so much. Um, you can see same for platforms like retail and e-commerce, BFSIs. You can see the shares that they have with regards to IT and telecoms, automotive. So these are the key industries currently as we speak in terms of the global market. So very interesting fact. The adoption of generative artificial intelligence, Gen AI, has reached about 30% of the surveyed organizations worldwide. So worldwide, we are seeing that about 33% um, has been reached with regards to those that have been surveyed. So nearly 60% of organizations worldwide hope their effort towards implementation of generative artificial intelligence to result in improved efficiency and productivity. So this is what we have with regards to this. We spent about 27 minutes, about 28 minutes on this presentation. Thank you for your time, and reach out to me on my social media. You can send me an email on contact@benyu.com. You can also check my website www.benyu.com. Thanks for being here on this session, and we hope to have some more very great conversations in the future. Peace out.